Hello, church family. It's 2-Minute Tuesday. This week we continue our exploration of the theme of work and rest. As many of you know, before I became a pastor, I worked as a delivery truck driver. In my early days in that career, I had a coworker who was infamous for once having driven his truck into the side of a moving train. Thankfully, he survived, but the incident exposed some major problems with his work-life balance. It turned out that he had failed to stop at the railway crossing because he fell asleep at the wheel. He fell asleep at the wheel because he wasn't sleeping at night. He wasn't sleeping at night because he went from driving the truck all day to his second job, stocking grocery store shelves all night. He literally never rested. Now, research and personal experience convince us that work without rest will eventually destroy our bodies. What we fail to realize is that overwork and restlessness is equally destructive to our souls. Relentless activity does us spiritual damage, and it's also a symptom of the spiritual damage that is already there. In a groundbreaking article entitled "Bring Back the Sabbath," Judith Shulevitz argues that we need something to still what she calls the eternal inner murmur of self-reproach. We overwork and overplay and overindulge and overconsume because there's this voice constantly playing in the back of our minds that says, "You're never good enough." It's the inner murmur of self-reproach. Where did that murmur come from? Well, it's the voice of the enemy who lied in the beginning when he said we would not surely die, the one who enticed us into sin by saying God couldn't possibly want the best for you, and then came and accused us after we sinned by saying God couldn't possibly want you. We have the same voice all these years later whispering in our ears, "You're never good enough." That's the big lie. And here's the truth. When we rejected God's way in the garden, he didn't say, "How could you?" He said, "Where are you?" He came looking for us. He never stopped looking for us. And when he finally found us in person, this is what he said, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls." If it feels like your life is relentless activity and endless noise, if it feels like every day you're trying to carry an impossible burden, then stop. Tune out the noise. Stop believing the lie. Turn around. Learn from the one who is gentle and humble in heart. Find him and find rest for your soul.